On episode 217 of He Said, She Said movie reviews, we take a look at the movie Bruised. Welcome to He Said, She Said movie reviews. This is the podcast where a happily married couple with similar but different movie tastes take a quick, spoiler-free look at the movies, helping you make the right decision before your next movie. I'm your host, Tim.
And I'm April.
So we just watched Bruised on Netflix. What do you give this one, April?
The highest rating I could give any movie I see.
Really? You're giving this 5 stars?
Absolutely.
Yeah, for me, this is definitely a 4-star movie. I really enjoyed this. This is on Netflix, so no previews. You want to dive into what it's about?
Sure. The storyline is about a disgraced MMA fighter. She finds redemption in the cage and the courage to face her demons when the son she had given up as an infant unexpectedly re-enters her life.
This was directed by first-time director Halle. This is her first directing credit. And the writer was Michelle Rosenfarb, and this is also her first writing credit. So 2 firsts for director and writing credit.
And I think that's why I gave it such a high rating as well. The cast is Halle Berry, Sheila, Atim, Danny Boyd Jr., Stephen Henderson, Valentina. How do I say that?
Shevchenko.
That's it. That's it.
Who played
Runtime.
Lady Killer.
Oh, gosh, she did. Yeah, wow. She really looks to be one. Runtime, 129 minutes.
And it's rated R for pervasive language, some sexual content, nudity, and violence. And just going back to the cast real quickly, Valentina is actually a UFC MMA fighter, and she had the title belt at one point, apparently.
Wow.
So,
well, officially, I get that.
Officially a badass.
Yeah, exactly. The theme and tone, it's a sports comeback movie that focuses on a woman learning about herself and becoming a parent.
The acting. I thought the acting in this was superb.
There wasn't one character in this movie that I thought was miscast or did not give an A performance. It was amazing.
And I have to be honest with our listeners. When I heard that Halle Berry was starring in a movie where she was a MMA fighter, I was like, yeah, right. She just didn't strike me. She was fantastic. Yeah, she was. Highly believable in the role.
Yeah.
Highly believable.
And her trainer, I love that woman was amazing.
Yeah, she did a really good job.
And yes, Halle Berry, always one of my favorites, but wow, she dug deep. I just really enjoyed, and the direction for a first-time director, this was through the roof. Listen, there's some gritty areas here, okay? There's some darker family and themes of a woman with someone in her life that shouldn't be there. There's some of that.
Yeah, you had
but
the coercive control with her boyfriend.
Absolutely.
And all this other stuff.
So there's some real things, but guess what? Life is real. And this movie really, really was about someone who had to dig really deep. Her little son came back in her life. She was at the bottom, had to pull her way up. I mean, it was just really good. Score.
Yeah, I honestly, I'm looking back and I'm trying to remember the score. So I didn't really notice the score at all. So, but because both of us gave us a really high rating on this, I'm going to assume that the score really added to the effect without being intrusive.
Exactly, because I with you did not notice it. The cinematography, wow. And we talked about this actually. Fair, dark, gritty, matching the whole tone of the movie. It helped you get in.
It did. It
mode.
Gave that like inside the gym and things. It wasn't, it gave you that dirty gym feeling. And I just really, the production design, great. Special effects, it pretty much all boiled down to the fighting. And the fighting was,
yes.
I was a huge MMA fan for a while. So I didn't miss a single UFC and everything. I found that the fighting in here very believable, very enjoyable. I've seen it live. The fighting was really good.
And I've seen a lot of fight movies with Tim over the years, and I would have to say the fight scenes in this one were probably the most believable. I don't know if it's because it was women. I don't know for me, but it was real.
Well, having a real MMA fighter in there in the ring with her, that made it because so you actually had Halle Berry doing real techniques and such. So I thought the fighting was fantastic.
Absolutely. The editing, fine. The pace moved along well. You did not realize, again, with this one, how long the movie was, which I really appreciate. Them pulling me in to where, I wasn't irritated.
Dialogue, I put here in my notes, nothing stands out. But now that I think about it, there was some really cool lines. What I really liked was the conversations with her son, especially where she referred to herself as big and him as little.
Yes, that.
And those were some really great lines. Somebody learning how to become a parent for the first time. Yeah,
and it was so basic, but it has stuck with me in my head. Like even yesterday, we talked about it. Bigs take care of littles. It was just really simple. Also, her dialogue with her trainer and with the promoter that believed in her.
Right.
There was some heavy, and they were on point. It was, I just really appreciate being in a movie that I'm a part of,
One of the things I think I really liked about this movie is the fact that as a story itself, it had a really good story arc. You had a character who was really down. She was has-been MMA fighter, cleaning toilets and being a maid, and going from this to where she ended up at the end of the movie. It was a great arc.
It really,
there was a lot of growth for her character.
Really, and Netflix, thank you. Thank you for everyone that's creating this kind of content for true movie lovers, and you get to see it streamed, so you're sitting in your own home with M&Ms and popcorn, and
you get to control how much butter goes on your popcorn at home.
That's right. And Tim gets his Coke Zero. So there we go. This is great. And I also want to just kind of close and wish everyone such a happy holidays. Thank you so much for all your support this past year. We have the best fans. We talk about this a lot. We did this for fun a couple years ago, and it's turned into something really special. So thank you so much.
All right, thank you. And once again, that's Bruised. April gives this movie 5 stars, and I give it 4 stars. It's well worth seeing on Netflix. Thank you so much. We really appreciate you. And don't forget to tell your friends about the podcast. We'll see you at the movies.
See you at the movies. Happy holidays.
Happy holidays.